Well, hi everybody. Huh? I've been up for a while. I have already cleaned the bathroom. It's one of those days, you know, like we all do. I mean, all of us, or at least most of us. There are lucky few who don't have to clean their house, but not me. No, so I was sitting here, some coffee. My next thing is that I am gonna tidy up the kitchen real fast. I need to wipe down the counters because I'm gonna make that Italian kale soup I like. I'm gonna make a bunch of it. I'm gonna send some actually to my friend in another town. Another friend of mine, just coincidentally, is having to go there tomorrow. So I said, hey, can you take some soup for me? So I need to get the soup made today. Plus, it's kind of like my chicken noodle soup, and it's actually one of the few meals I love to make. What it is that, sorry, but still putting Vaseline on my face. Sometimes I think I OD. It's actually a soup that I really love to eat from Olive Garden. So it is on the internet. You can look up, like, if you want to know how to try to make Taco Bell's hot sauce or something. So I looked it up and I found it. And I modified it, like, you know, everybody does. I think I made it pretty close to what was... Yeah, I think it was pretty close to the one I found on the internet. And then I just kind of like added more. I'm not crazy about kale, but I love this kale in this soup. So I think they call it soupa. It's when you have like their soup, all you can eat soup and salad. My daughter and I, we did that for a while. We haven't done it for a while. We just don't seem to be into it anymore. But at least I figured out how to make this soup. But it's like my chicken noodle. I went to the doctor yesterday, and as I suspected, because I've just been, I guess, down and out in Beverly Hills, but I've had like this chronic headache, and it's like, you know, and problems with my sinuses. But I've been suffering those for a while because of, you know, my nose surgery. But I have an infection, so I've got some antibiotics, so that will help me feel better. So I don't think I'm gonna be like super like scrubbing the floors and, you know, doing stuff, but I do need to tidy up. I need to do some laundry too. Oh, you know, whatever. It's the usual stuff we all do. So maybe I'll throw how to make the soup in this video. I don't know. All I know is I need to drink some coffee and clean my kitchen. I got my cleaning done. As much as I feel like doing today. I might do some more later. So I'm gonna make the kale soup. I don't have a name for it. I'm gonna use 2 things of chicken broth, which I'll put in because I already started heating it. And I need to fry up some Italian sausage. I always cut up onion. Then I'll take the kale out to show you. I need kale, some potatoes, and if I'd been thinking, I would have bought bigger potatoes because I've got to slice them up like I'm going to fry them. I'll show you. And then I need some half and half. And for spices, I need red pepper flakes. And this is a spicy soup. I'm going to use some dry garlic, crushed red pepper flakes. Get that out, because this is what really gives it. And you have to, the thing about, see, it's going to be confusing, I think, making this one, is because this is strictly all to taste. I like a spicy hot soup. So, but you need a few of them. So if you don't like it really, really hot, then, you know, be careful using the crushed red pepper. So I'm going to get the Italian sausage frying, and I'll get back to you. So I coarsely got up some onion, thrown it in there, and I washed off a couple of handfuls of potatoes, and I'm going to cut them up slice them up real thin. I'll show you after I get it done. Oh, and that's another thing about this whole recipe is it's like, if you like a lot of potatoes, put in a bunch. I like a medium amount, but I love more kale than maybe some people would like. Just kind of, and I also have those 2 big boxes of chicken broth heating up, because that takes a long time to get it. And I put in some powdered garlic. But when using like chicken broth and stuff, I never use salt, because it will be salty. I just know it will be. So I'm not using any salt in this dish. So I sliced real thin like I was going to fry potatoes. That's how I cut potatoes. That's why I said if I had any sense, I would have bought bigger potatoes. So I'm going to put them in and see how many more I need. So that was, I think I'm going to add like maybe 2 more potatoes, and they're little, and that's about where I'm at. So I'm frying up the sausage till it's, I do it till it's good and brown. It gives it a really good flavor with the onions, because they're well caramelized. And now I'm going to cut the kale up. I end up tearing it up a lot. I don't like, I don't know, what would you call this? The spines that the leaves are on. So I tear off the leaves. And like if it's funky looking kale, like this, no. So it takes about 1 whole bunch, and it looks like a lot, but it's like cabbage or spinach. It just wilts. So I'm going to continue tearing the leaves off. I need to cut about 2 more potatoes first, and then cut the kale. I don't put the kale in till after the potatoes are done. I don't want it like wilty. So that's where I'm at. So the broth is coming to a boil, so it has cooked potatoes, and the Italian sausage is almost done. And when it gets done, I'll throw it in. And then when the potatoes are cooked, I throw in the kale, like I said. And then when the kale's done, I turn it off, take it off the heat for a little bit and just cool it down some. And then I stir in, I'll look on it, but it's 1 cup of half and half. So it gives it a creamy taste at that point. And I've already put in some pepper and some of the red pepper flakes, because I like the potatoes to cook in it. Again, I'll probably add more, but I like it hot. Be careful if you don't. But I'm also using a hot Italian sausage. This is absolutely one of my favorite soups. And I think my soup has more kale than they use, more sausage, and definitely more red pepper flakes. I think, yeah, but I think it's called Supa, theirs. So if you like anything like that, then you might, because I mean, basically you're looking at 2 things of chicken broth. I buy the no MSG 99 fat free, the 2 big boxes. Now, if I was using regular potatoes, I'd use like for sure 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. They're big ones, then no more than 2 or 3. And a pound of Italian sausage, some onion. I had half already almost cut up, so I just threw it in there. And then 1 bunch of kale and 1 cup of, I use half and half. You could use whipping cream, I don't know, whatever you use. I don't use any of them. I normally only have 2% milk, so I have to buy something. So that's where we're at with the soup. And I'm writing in my journal, or going to. I try to write daily. It doesn't always happen. It used to always happen when I was younger. And it's something I miss, so I'm going to try to get back to every day. Well, that's where I'm at. So even though I've now put the Italian sausage in it, even though I used a serrated spoon, there wasn't much grease, but it tends to always bring out some of it. So now we've got onion, potato, and the Italian sausage cooking. And the potatoes just need to cook. I don't know how long, until they're done. Oh, I'm just awful. You know, it's funny because when I talk to people who cook a lot, like my ex-mother-in-law really loved this soup. So I'm telling her how I make it, and she goes, okay, got it. But so if I tell somebody who cooks a lot how to make it, then they seem to understand, oh, you put potatoes to how much you like. Oh, okay, fine, kale, you know. But if I tell somebody that doesn't know how to cook that well, they're going, well, how many cups of this or that? And it's like, I don't know. So, if you want to try the soup, just modify it the way you like it, or make it with what I've told you to make it with. I don't know. So, again, we're just waiting for the potatoes to cook, and when they get close to being done, I'll throw the kale in. It's all chopped up and ready to go. And this is, I would have actually like a little more, but I normally just buy 1 bunch. It seems to be enough. So, we'll see. It's all the kale I've got, so it's gotta work. Focus, focus. It's not focusing. Well, I'm putting, camera might have gone. So I've just put in all the kale. And I need just a little bit more liquid, so I'm going to add about a cup of water to it. Because after all, that's just straight chicken broth, so it won't affect the taste. And now the kale is cooking. And right away I can see that I would have preferred more kale. Well, the soup is done. I'm going to let it just set for a minute. But again, you know, as far as I'm concerned, kale is like spinach. Once it wilts, it's done. And I'm going to put in, I mean, I'll look at it when I do it. I'll show you. But it looks like about a cup of half and half. I just buttered some toast, some French bread. Funny, I always buy French bread to go with an Italian. But y'all know, it's like, I'm going to put it in the oven, and I like it. I'll turn it over and make sure it gets good and brown, because I like it to dip in the soup. But again, the way I was raised, my grandmother would take and she'd make like toast sticks so that you could dip them in soup. In case you can't tell, I live mostly at my grandmother's house. So I'm letting the soup cool, letting the oven get hot enough, and then I'll put the toast in there, the bread, toast it up, and that's it. Again, I would have liked to see more kale, but I just grabbed a bunch because it was the day I'll say I shopped at Walmart under protest. Oh, and good news, tomorrow is our homeowners association meeting. We're electing 3 officers, so it should be interesting. Gossip is flying around the neighborhood like crazy. This is a very political place. Well, the town I live in is very political, so, you can't. It just winds into everything, so it should be an interesting meeting tomorrow. Oh, I'm not sure I live in a town that's sane, but what do I always say? I feel safe. It's quiet. I like living in this neighborhood. I hope nobody who lives here ever sees this. So it said it's a half pint. So I don't know, it looks like about a cup. So now it's turned it into a kind of creamy soup, but it's not, from what I originally ate, it's not a true cream soup. And I just stir real fast when I'm stirring it in. I'm afraid, I don't want it to turn into chunks. I don't know what that word is. I'm telling you, today I would laugh at anything today. I'm not going to say anything about sleeping, but obviously you might assume I slept fairly well, but I'm not going to say it. No, I just find everything funny today. I don't know what it is. Well, I put the bread in the oven, so wait on that. And then, let's see, after that all gets done, I'm going to eat a little. It's a little early, but I need to do my nails. So I'll check back with you on what color I pick. The odds are it's going to be black or purpley black. Except I'm sick of wearing the purpley black, so it probably will be black. So don't hold your breath for anything pink or anything. Well, toast is done. Bread, whatever, it's toasted. I don't want to eat because it's so hot in this place. Oh, last night I went to sleep with it raining. And it was just like calming down. It was just like, excellent. I'm really digging this rain. And my pots are starting to sprout, so I'll try to show you. I think I'm going to, like I said, do my nails. And I need to take a shower. And I'm going to rag curl my hair tonight. So this is probably it. Oh, I started watching a new show. It's called The 100. It's about, Earth has been destroyed by nuclear war. Surprise! And it's kind of a clever plot because all it's kind of like each country had its own manned satellite station. So they all tied together and formed, a community, and they've been living off this for, I don't know, decades and decades. I would say for quite a while. When you turn 18, I think it's something like, basically they've got some kids in jail and they're going to basically send them down to Earth to see if it's still contaminated because they're running out of air and the ability to make it. So, I mean, the premise is really interesting. It's on CW and I'm enjoying it. A friend of mine said I should watch The Black Box, so I got that set up to watch. I've got 2 or 3 episodes of it. So, tonight is just going to be a hangout night for me. Brian might come by. But, so it's shower time for this girl. And, so that's about it. Take care. And thanks everybody for watching. Bye-bye.